Good afternoon. It is Monday, July 5th, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon. And I hope you're ready to have some crafting fun today and get some hugs. So if you saw my Facebook post about 45 minutes or so ago, then I said you were going to get some hugs today. Now, I've been talking for about 35 minutes and then or 35 seconds, and then it just shows up that I'm live. So I don't know if some of what I just said got cut off or not. Facebook does some crazy things sometimes. So anyway, welcome, July 5th, 2021. And my name's Pat Mayer, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ohio. And I hope you're ready to have some fun today and get some hugs. That's something that we all have desperately missed, I think, for about the last year and a half, maybe. And now I think we can safely hug again. So, before we get started with the hugs, I want to remind you that our designer series paper is on sale this month, 15% off on 9 select packages. Beauty of the Earth, Bloom Where You're Planted. Good afternoon, Gloria. Goodness, I shouldn't have had that last cup of coffee right now. Bloom Where You're Planted, hand penned, in good taste. That was a carryover from last year, and it is it's a super set or package of paper if you want some things for more masculine look or woodsy look. In the Wild, Pansy Petals, Sweet Symmetry, Tidings of Christmas. Hi, Sue. That is a 6x6 pack. And You're a Peach. Welcome, Fran. So just a reminder on that, and it will be all of July and August that those will be on sale. And next is, I cannot open this yet, but I just got my mini catalog and the Celebration catalog. So you should be getting one of these. I'm not exactly sure when they're coming out to customers. We just got our demonstrator ones, or the ones that we get in the last couple of days. But this year, just something to look forward to, we will have a summer celebration, which my recollection we've never had before. It's always been in January and February, which we did have this year. And then with shipping issues and just the way some of the supply chain is going, they decided to put one off and have it in the summer. Now, this is supposed to be August 30th to September, so August and September, and the mini catalog says July, December. It's actually going to be, I believe, August for customers. Again, things were pushed off a month. But anyway, that's coming up. You'll be getting one soon. So let's get started with our paper hugs. And if you've had a chance to look in the catalog, there is a darling little stamp set on page 19 in the annual catalog. And it caught my eye, I think, because it just, I don't know, I like the design of it. It says just hugs. And it does have a die set to go with it. So I'm going to show you 2 cards today. And the die doesn't actually match this, but the hugs does. It's really unique. And then we've got hugs on your special day, birthday hugs. You can put all of these different sentiments together, sending you hugs and kisses, depending upon where you put that sentiment on the card. And so I think it's a great deal, and we've got that as a bundle also when you get both of those together with 10% off. So let's get started. First off, I've got some options here. And then I've got some samples to show you when I'm done. This one's going to be a simple one using just the stamp set. Excuse me, the large Hugs stamp. And there's a lot of coloring on there, so I'm going to take some of that where I've done this ahead of time. But let me show you how I got that Hugs on there and to make a good crisp image. Using the Stamparatus, because it is a large stamp, you want to make sure that you get a good crisp image. And sorry about that glare on there. There you can see that. So I've already placed it on there for where I want to put my cardstock. Let me move this out of the way. And I have a piece that is, let's see, 5 by 3 3/4. So that's good for layering. And when I don't put things right up in the corner, and sometimes it's easier with your stamps to be in the center part of your grid, I just put a little mark up here with my pen, wherever it went to. There's my pen. Just put a little mark up here. So if I'm going to do more of these, I know exactly where to place my paper. And instead of using the magnets that are underneath, I've got a little bit of sticky right here, and that will hold my paper. This is a cling stamp, which is the red rubber, and it doesn't pick up your, sometimes your paper will pick up with the photopolymer. Hey Elaine, thank you for joining. So let's use Memento because I'm going to use Stampin' Blends. Let's put a little bit of support under this. Make sure you can see everything. And one of the things I love about the Stamparatus is you can get a good crisp image, and if you don't like the first one, you go back and do it again. So there we go with that. And because it's the cling stamp, I don't need my foam mat under there, but it's still not as dark as I would like it there. Maybe I didn't press hard enough, so I'm just going to do it again. And maybe press a little bit harder here in the center. And just a good pressure with the palm of your hand, and oh, that's much better. If you can see how much more crisp that is. So that is ready, but as I said, there's a lot of coloring on this, and I want to get 2 cards done to show you today. So I've got some of that already done, because there are so many leaves on here. I did all the leaf coloring first using, what did I use here? Mossy Meadow. So I'm using Mossy Meadow and our new Polished Pink. And Mossy Meadow is one of the greens that our color coach says goes with that. Yes, the Stamparatus is a must. You're right, Elaine. And then I'm also going to add Daffodil Delight. So those will all go together. They will go together. But I've taken the greens and taken those out of the way. And let's do some Daffodil Delight first on a few of these. In a couple of these that I've done, I wasn't sure which were flowers and which were leaves. So these I'm going to add, that's the dark. I should probably start with the light. Let's do this a little bit different. Okay, let's do some light here. Do the light Daffodil Delight. And rather than do things upside down, I got to turn my paper around. So did you all have a great 4th of July holiday? I did. Had a great meal. Then came home to create a little bit. And then waited to hear all the neighbors with their fireworks last night. I think for the first time I didn't go to fireworks celebration. Oh, these are sometimes really hard to get off, which is good because then they don't dry out. There we go. But the neighbors took care of all of the noise. And I think there were several places in Akron that did have some fireworks displays, but I did not get in my car and go there because I'm a lover of fireworks. So I just watched them on TV. And then today, I guess, is the official holiday, but probably only for banks and the post office. Our trash isn't even delayed this week, which is surprising. Okay, so we've got some yellow on there. So that's going to go good with the polished pink. And we'll go light on that for part of this. And again, the blends are hard to pull off. You want to make sure that you snap them back on, and that's what keeps them from drying out. And I just like to flick the color on there and leave a little bit of white, especially on these bigger, larger leaves. I guess that's part of the flower. And this is probably my favorite new in color. So pretty. There we go. A little bit more here. It's a hot one out today. The other day I turned my air off because it was so cold and had to wear a sweatshirt to be outside, and here we are, hot again. It's a crazy summer. Okay, and we'll add some dark to this. Oh, I like the way this is coming out. The polished pink starts off one color, which kind of looks like cotton candy, but as it dries, it gets to be a very pretty color, and that's why I like it so much. I'm not going to try to match nail polish to it again, but let's see, what else do we have there? Let's add some dark to that. And I also like using the bullet end, especially on these smaller things. Let's add some dark to that. I see a couple places where I might need to bring some of the Mossy Meadow back in. And the blends are my favorite way to color nowadays. Of course, I love using the blending brushes, but I believe they still are on back order. Probably through, I'm not sure, I think July. Let's add color to these little dots around the edge. There's a couple greens that I forgot. And we'll go back and pick those up. So you could get a bunch of hugs cards done and then put them together. Just sit in front of the TV and do all this coloring. Okay, where's my little greens here that didn't get colored? There we go. All right, now what to do about these hugs in the center? Let's get that out of the way. Couple different ways. You could just color those in, and that would be great. But there is a, let me show you the dies that go with this. Okay, here's the large die, and I'm going to use this on the next card. But this does not match this. Okay, and it wasn't designed to match it. But there's always also this die that has hugs on it, and it's just the individual letters, H-U-G-S, and that can be cut out and put right on here. And then I did something else with this too, I'll show you at the end. So I've got a couple different options, and I want to make this pop up. So let's show you up close. There are a couple different options for coloring this in, and let's see. If you have never used the foam adhesive sheets, it's just like a huge dimensional. They are, let me grab a whole sheet back here. Pardon my head. These are great for adding a lot of height and thickness to a larger stamp, or even something smaller that you want to pop up, instead of using dimensionals. And especially to do that hugs part. Okay, these are 4.5 by 4 1/4. So you just use little pieces of it. And what I've done is I have taken a piece of black cardstock and put on top of this, because this is double-sided. So you peel this back, put your cardstock on here, run it through your die cutting machine, and then peel the back off. And then you've, just like a dimensional, it's double-sided adhesive. Thank you, Sue. I love just putting those colors together. They make me happy. So I've got one done in black. And then I have another one. Where did it go? Another one here, where I've taken a piece of polished pink in color designer paper on it. These come 6 by 6. These are not on sale. And I'm going to take that die. Okay, where did it go? I lay things down, there it goes. I'm going to put that on here. And all of the dies in this set will be able to use the mini cut and emboss. Okay, which is good, because this is for dies that are no more than 3 inches in width. So let me put this on here. I've already got that paper on there. Put the die on here. Hey Rose, thanks for joining in. We're not too far along. You can catch the rest of it. Now with this one, I always want to offset. There's a beveled edge here. Otherwise, you don't think this is going to catch and go through like the heavier machine will. This is much lighter, so you got to help it out a little bit. So I always want to make sure that my white base plate, number 1, is sticking out a little bit. Don't line them up totally. And then start pushing that through. And once my handle moves, if you can see the handle start to move, it will connect and it will pick up. Now, because I'm running this through with that thick foam, I'm going to run it through, back, and then through again to make sure that it really cuts through, but it will take it. Okay, and peel that off. So there you can see the hugs. And let's put that die away, put this away for a second. And now I can peel this off, just kind of massage it a little bit. Peel this off, and there's the adhesive on the back of this. And then just lay it in here where that H is. So it's the same color, it's the polished pink, but it also has that design from the designer paper pack. Okay, so it's all sticky, ready to go on there, and it just fits right in. I just love how it coordinates. And then we got a G. And this one I need to peel the backing off. And this is actually a little bit thicker than the regular dimensionals, but it isn't too thick that you're going to have a problem running it or getting it to go through the post office, through the mail. So it's got some give to it. So there we've got our S. So there we have our hugs. And I don't know if you can see how it pops out a bit. It's not easy to see on there. Okay, where's the rest of my stuff? Okay, and this is going to go on a piece of polished pink. That's just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So let's grab my, let's see, let's use some liquid glue with this. It is pretty awesome, Sue. Thank you. There we go. And I don't know, I've always liked pink and black. Even when I remember in high school once, I wanted a pink and black sweater set. Whoever gets sweater sets anymore? I don't know. But it was a big thing. Okay, I didn't score that very well. And let's put that on with the green glue. I think it's time to get a new one. Probably any color looks good with black. So there we've got that. Let's put a piece of paper in the middle. there's that, and okay. This one I pulled out on your special day, so it will be hugs on your special day. So I'm going to stamp that also in the memento. And there is a die to go with this, small one, small die, but I'm just going to cut this out and fussy cut it to make a little banner. Thank you, Fran. We all love hugs. Now, okay, so how am I going to put that on? I think that's actually a little bit too small for even the mini dimensionals. So I may have made that a little bit too tiny, but I think I'll just use some green glue. And it's tiny enough, but I think it can still be seen. Glue doesn't always want to come out. There we go. As I get it all on my fingers too. All right, I think I'm gonna put it up here right on the hugs. Hugs on your special day. How's that? Okay. And now last week I was all about making the envelopes out of the 12 by 12 paper, and I still am all about making the envelopes on the 12 by 12 paper. But for this one, I'm going to coordinate it with the same paper that I've got the hugs out of to put on the flap of the envelope. Okay, about time to get a new liquid adhesive going here. And these come 6 by 6. And this paper is, I believe, 6 by 2.5. Whoops, I'm so glad that glue has some wiggle room because I moved it. There we go. So if you missed how to make envelopes last week out of the 12 by 12, it's on the replay on YouTube or on Facebook from last week. And it was an idea that I got from Sarah Douglas. I think she did that. That's our CEO of Stampin' Up. I think she did that a week or so ago. Oh, silly me. I had a couple things already cut out. Oh well. There's on your special day. There, I had that one already cut out. It's in the bottom of my envelope. Sometimes things elude me a little bit. Anyway, and she does quick Facebook Lives on Tuesdays, I think. Not all the time. With some great hints and tips and good ideas that are quick and simple and easy. She does simple stamping, and they're always fun to watch. So there we go. There is our first card for today. Now I'm not going to finish this next one, but I already have one of these colored and just wanted to show you another way of doing the hugs. And I took a piece of just the regular basic white and put it on the foam adhesive sheet, and then I took my Stampin' Blends and tried to make it look like an ombre and colored over that. So, so the bottom is a little bit darker, and I think you can see the difference in the two colors there. Whoops, let's get here by the phone. There we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those in here, that I can finish that card a little bit later, before I do the next one. And then the next card is real simple. And believe me, this is sticky, so I don't know if you don't get it right the first time, if it will be repositionable. So that, just like dimensionals, if you get those down there, they're pretty hard to move once you get it where you want it to be. And if you want to move it, sometimes you need to start over. So there, it's a different look. And just kind of lay it down in there. And here's our S. All right, so here's the difference. This one has the designer paper on it, so you can see the little bit of design there. And this is basically the same thing, but with the ombre look. And with the darker color, you probably don't get the ombre look as much as you might on maybe a lighter color, like maybe even the yellow, if I had used the yellow across there. But it looks nice. I think it looks nice. And then I also had some black ones cut out too. All right, next, this one is easy. Get some of my stuff out of the way. Then I still have this black one that I can use on another card. And put that away that I forgot that I had. All right, this one again with the black and pink look. And here's the paper. This is the opposite side of that designer paper. And this one is going to use the die cut. And as I said, this does not match the other one, but this will be a quick and simple card. And I'm going to run this through. Now, because this is wider than 3 inches, I'll need to use the large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Although if you're using paper that is no more than 3 inches, this will fit through and use the smaller Cut and Emboss Mini. So this is the Big Boss, the other one is the Baby Boss. And there's a lot of detail there, so I'm going to just slide that back through again just to make sure I get it all. So there we've got all of the hugs cut out. Lots of little pieces. But again, this die does not match the actual stamp. Although you can do other things with it. It's just got a lot of versatility. And I could use my pokey tool. I don't have my brush handy, so I'm just going to get these out of here real quick. Sometimes they just fall right out. Some of the smaller ones don't. You want to be careful with the smaller little flower parts that are popping out there. Okay, just about. Okay, almost got them. Okay, time to get the pokey tool out here. With my take a pick tool, poke those out. There we go. And sometimes it's a good idea. It's like a little trendy thing to keep some of those little bits and things in there. They don't always all have to pop out. I think we think that they should, but they don't have to. So there we go with that. Look at all that confetti I've got. Okay, let's get that out of the way. And again, I've got a smaller piece of paper to adhere that down. And let's see, I think this Stampin' Seal is working okay. There we go. So let's use seal on this one instead of the liquid glue. So if you have the dies, this goes together quickly with that. Now, if I had thought about it, I probably could have used an adhesive sheet, but what I'm going to do with this is get some mini dimensionals. I think I've got some minis here. I do. And just put these on the back of the hugs part and not worry about raising up the other part of the die. And I don't think any of these are showing through. Not very much. They won't when I take it apart. But adhesive sheets are great if you want everything just to be flat. But I wasn't thinking adhesive sheets today. So I think that'll be okay. You could always use the, I think I did on another card, these, the foam adhesive strips. They do the same thing, and you've got some, you can bend these, so these can also be used for something like this. I just decided to grab the minis. Okay, so let's get these off of here. Sometimes they come off easily. There we go. With the pick tool. Oh, goodness sakes. Well, the air conditioner just kicked on again. I think I saw that it was about feeling 95 outside. So we sure got that heat back again after it was so chilly over the weekend. It's crazy. There we go. So I'm just going to lay that on there. I don't think anything can be seen underneath. the ones I can see, which will make me kind of crazy. I'm going to go push back under there. And now I can use this one that's black that I had already run through the machine. And you can see how that pops on there. So you still see a little bit of the color underneath it, whereas when it's on the stamp itself, it fills right into that spot. So you get a different look with this than what you do when it's on the stamp, if that makes sense to you. In other words, this hugs going on the die cut a little bit different, and now it's even higher because I have popped those up too. I popped the die up as well. So it would still be okay going through the mail. So there we've got that. And I guess I didn't get a piece to go on the inside. So now I can use that hugs on your special day. And I'm going to put that down at the bottom. And for that, let's use the minis, should fit on the back of that too. So there's, whoops, what happened to my, let me know if you can hear me or not. I think something happened to my connection. There we go. Can you see that? Let me know if you're still on here. Something isn't right here. So let me know. All right. This I think needs some bling on it as well. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I was seeing things were not moving. So let's add these opal rounds. Well, that one's stuck. Okay, let's try something else here. Let's put one down here. Oh, there, I think I got the connection back. So if you hung in there, let me know. Okay, so there we go with that. And I need to finish the inside of that. But I want to show you the other cards that I created with this before I sign off. Get rid of some of my mess. All right, as I said, I was really into creating the envelopes out of the designer paper. And I created this one on my own. Thanks, Sue. You hung in. And this is a little mini slimline card. And it's a piece of 6x6, scored at 3. And this will go in the mail. And I created my own little mini slimline envelope, pretty much based on the same thing that I was making the envelopes last week. It's just that the sides are 1/2 inch. And I will post all of the details on how to make this envelope and this card on my blog. I've not done a blog post for a while since I came back from my trip, so this is going to be the one that I will do there. And it's the same die cut, but I covered it over with another die and did happy birthday. So that makes this even more versatile. You can cover up, this is stitched so sweetly, and you don't see the hugs there. So it makes it more versatile when you can cover that up. And then that fits in there, and that can go in the mail. Anything that's 3 by 5 can go in the mail, and this is 3 by 6. So this is mailable. Here's another one that I did, again with that same design and the envelopes I was making last week. And this is Sending You Hugs, more with the Granny Apple Green. Here's one, Hugs Thinking of You, with Flirty Flamingo. And this is one, same envelope design, but I just cut out hugs and colored and die cut a couple of the flowers that are on there, Sending You Hugs, and then made my own little background here. And this design came from the new die set that's called Basic Borders, and I just kind of made a little design to go on the edge of the card, totally different. And then inside is that, and then this is the envelope that goes with that. So just a plain hugs card, not using anything else with the stamp set with that die or the big stamp. And then this is my last one here. This cannot go in the mail, but it was one of the designs that Sarah showed, and I cut hugs and made sure that it was not going to be a throwaway piece, and just used the negative part here and made it Hugs and Kisses. This could go in a gift bag, just handed to somebody that you want to give a hug and a kiss to, and some bling on it. And then I flicked a little bit of the Pool Party blend on there, and also some Wink of Stella. And then this was the envelope with that one. So I'll have all those envelope ideas on my blog probably sometime later tonight or tomorrow. So I went over a little bit more today than usual, but had a lot to show, and I hope you hung in. If not, you can catch the rest of it on the replay. So have a great rest of the day. Stay cool, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.